But I was asked to kind of help set the stage, and our speaker this morning did, I think, an excellent job of doing that. But we want to bring it down now a little bit further. And I don't know where the rest of you were last night, but I suspect that many of you will remember where you were for a long time to come. I was in a restaurant in the Gaslamp district, and I was watching my often hapless New York Mets playing the Phillies. And fortunately, we won. But there was some other more important news going on last night. And I remember when I was sitting there and I saw the bar crawl go underneath the television saying that the U.S. was announcing that it had found and killed Osama bin Laden. I immediately went to my mobile phone, right? As were hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people in the stadium if you watch the game on television. And I found out that on my Facebook page already 10 of my friends had posted that same news. It couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 minutes since this news was scrolling along the bottom of the screen. I went home back to my room at the hotel maybe an hour later after finishing dinner. And I went back to Facebook and noted that somebody had become a fan of a page called Osama bin Laden is Dead. Someone created a page to celebrate this. So an hour after the first news crawls went on the television, the page had 28,000 fans. That means 28,000 people in the span of less than an hour had somehow, and when you refreshed it, it would go up by 1,000. So you would just hit refresh and 1,000 people in the span of a minute were joining. So I checked that page this morning, about 2 hours ago. So it had hit 257,000 people. So 250,000 people within the span of about 9 hours had responded and engaged and connected over this momentous news event. And it only goes to show and hit home the power of the social media. It's not just a business phenomenon. In fact, it's a global cultural phenomenon. And we're going to bring that down a level. In fact, I was going to start today to talk about how social media was impacting the revolutions going on the past few months in the Middle East. And there's a fantastic quote here where an actual protester says, "We use Facebook to schedule the protests, Twitter to coordinate, and YouTube to tell the world." And of course, by showing us the action of what's been happening over in the Middle East, in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Libya, it's very hard to look away as the United States or other superpowers. And in many ways, they're actually influencing our foreign policy with a couple of free tools that you can get online at no cost. Anyone with a video camera now has the chance to be a Wolf Blitzer, an international news hound. And it is certainly changing the way we think about communications. But in particular, it's empowering a whole new generation. So before we get down to how I think this is starting to affect us in this room, and our panel is going to go even deeper and show you some practical examples of how it's taking shape in our business, just wanted to hit a couple of facts. And the point of this graphic, for those who are looking, it is not to make you feel concerned about which bucket you are in, right? We're all on this side of the chart, right? But I think it absolutely makes clear the fact that it's the millennials and the Gen Xers who don't know the world without social media. They don't know what it's like not to have Facebook or, going back a few years, Friendster and MySpace. They don't know what it's like not to be able to look something up on Google. And they don't know what it's like not to be able to see a friend's video on YouTube. And as a result, as those people are entering the world of business, our world, their expectations are changing of how they wish to receive information. So it's changing a lot of things about how we think about business, and it's allowing businesses to get much closer to our customers. So whether you know any of these social media monitoring tools or not, there are literally dozens of pieces of software, most for free, that allow us to actually listen in on all of these conversations people are typing on Facebook and MySpace and YouTube and blog posts and Twitter, right? So we can actually understand the raw, unfiltered emotions of what people are liking, what they're complaining about, right? What their unmet needs are. And it gives businesses a chance to figure out how can we meet those unmet needs. Very powerful and something that no market research or focus group has ever been able to do so honestly and completely before. So, of course, that's also leading to the fact that we are leveling the playing field in the world of business. Now we can know more than we could ever know before, right? We have a lot of cheap and free tools that allow us to communicate nationally or globally. And companies are starting to take advantage. Now, this particular company, I'm going to show you a quick video. Everybody likes videos. But it's short, but it's a little fun. So is it okay if we have a little fun? I know this is a very serious group. A little fun is okay? Not too much. Thank you. Frank is warning us. So before, I'm going to tell you what this is all about after we watch it. All I'm going to tell you is that the gentleman you're about to see in this video, okay, is the CEO of his company, and then we're going to explain.
Will it blend? That is the question. I love my new iPhone. It does everything. But will it blend? That is the question. Let's find out. I think I'm going to push the smoothie button. I smoke. Don't breathe this. Now, you fans on YouTube have asked me to blend an iPhone, so I did it. But I have another. I'm going to put this on eBay.
So, Tom Dixon, some of you I saw, how many people have seen Tom or one of these videos before? A couple? Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's made the rounds. A little backstory and why I think this is so powerful. Tom started 5 years ago, and the way that this all happened was his marketing director was watching him do these kinds of little blending experiments for some of the guys in the lab, just as fun to see how strong their blenders were. And the marketing director said, hey, Tom, you know, there's this thing called YouTube that was just brand new in 2006. And I know a couple of people who pass along videos, and I think it'd be really funny if we made a couple of videos of you doing this as a marketing technique, and maybe people will get excited. And Tom said, okay, that sounds like fun. So they started with $150, which they used to buy a camera and a couple of things to grind up. So 5 years later, Blendtec videos have been seen 160 million times on YouTube alone. Dixon was quoted in an article as saying he believes, as a result of his videos, sales have increased 650%. And major retail chains, including Macy's, are now stocking Blendtec blenders, which previously had only been used for grinding up biological specimens in labs around the country. So this is a relatively unknown B2B company who used the power of social media and $150 to become not just successful business people, but famous in a way. And that is really the key point when we talk about leveling the playing field. Anyone with an idea and a little guidance can get onto the social media and make a splash in ways that no one could have ever thought about before.